brief was to design an aquatic centre that was fit for hosting the Olympic Games, but that could have a temporary component that actually could then transform into a legacy facility, a temporary increased seating capacity of 17,500 seats, and then afterwards in legacy to decrease that to 2,500 and to leave the three pools. Two pools which the public see. One is a dive pool, the other is a competition, the 50-metre pool, but there's also a training pool, there's also warm-up facilities, and all of this had to be contained on a site that's very narrow, quite long but narrow.
The roof that you see from the outside only covers the competition pool and the diving pool, and the shape of the roof, it refers maybe to a wave, or it refers, but it does more than that. It also means that instead of having a big open box like an airport, the belly, where it comes down, really divides those two spaces.
It's only touching down in 3 points, these 2 feet at the front and 1 large foot at the back. And it allows then a facade to be put in, which is allowing a lot of daylight into the pool hall. And that drove the design of the roof. If you were doing legacy only, you would use the facade columns to prop up the roof, no doubt about it. You might pick up in it that the columns that now support the glass facade don't touch the roof, because they don't need to. They don't need to hold up the roof. In fact, the roof needs to move by itself. And those columns are cantilevering off the podium. But for the layperson, what they get is all of that daylight. At the southern edge, there's a lot of plant equipment that only an architect would actually work out that it's in there, because it's underneath a living wall, a green wall, and there's a lot of landscaping that comes up along both sides of the external landscape or facades. On the interior, it continues with fair-face concrete. Probably the best examples are the coffers in the training pool, something that people don't appreciate, that they're standing on top of as they come in from Stratford.
And it's all exposed. So normally concrete would be put away behind liners or cladding, but here the concrete is really the next thing that gives the building its face. There's more than 65,000 meter cubes, which is the same as more than 8,000 concrete wagons. That's a lot of concrete wagons. There's concrete in the pools, which had to be watertight. So that's all about making sure that the concrete doesn't crack. And we talk about hair-fine cracks, right? It's all about making sure that any water that's in it, or even the groundwater from the outside, cannot penetrate through the concrete. So that's the technical concrete. And then you've got the concrete in the plaza, and that's all about exposed concrete. So it's part of the architectural expression. And it's not just straight lines, it's all very curved. It's curved in 2 sides, of 2 ways. It's doubly curved concrete. And that means that it's not just complex in how you draw it, but it's complex in how you make it. And that means every little bit of formwork has to be bespoke, made to form that shape. Cherry on the cake must be the dive boards. Again, not clad with anything else, but they're the pure structural concrete, and the shape is what makes it Zaha special.
The real legacy here is not only that the Olympics brought and left these types of facilities for East London, but it left them on a size that's manageable, but it's got a certain scale and generosity of spirit that you can feel when you use it, basically.
Going on site, right? Of going now, when all the temporary seatings are removed, and the wings, and everyone was complaining about the wings, but the wings are now gone, and you've got this glazing in, and then entering the building and doing your own swim there, it's just a beautiful space.